5 things that I
value
need.
most is every member of my family. They're true to my
People
heart.
who can
They
understand
heart
and accept
soul.
me for who I
Without
am.
my family,
Truly
I
think
wouldn't be
that
where I am today.
they are the reason that brings happiness. Trying to help them, try to be part of their lives all the time. If I can be there for them when they are down, try to bring them up. When they are up, be there to share
Shared
in all the
experiences
joy
and
that
history
they
help
have.
make us feel complete and whole as human beings.
Home, a place to relax and to show love.
Empathy and respect make Without empathy, you are just basically bumping along in life with absolutely no good
I need
effect
to
on
understand
others.
people for who they are.
Agua, comida, un buen amigo, un propósito en la vida y amor.
Love and water. Love and water.
Happiness.
Some of the best things in our lives.
Without happiness, you're miserable, and I think you need happiness to survive.
Synonymous with appreciation.
Happiness to me is a feeling of being content, sometimes elated. It's that warm, fuzzy feeling you get.
Happiness will keep you coming back for more.
Still in
There are
elementary
parts of
school.
my
They're all
life
in
that seem
college.
to go by the
One's
fastest.
getting ready to
That
graduate.
is when I'm
One's
happy.
over in
in life are generally
Japan.
the
One's
Parts that go by the
at
fastest
the
have to be the
local
growth of my children from
junior
conception
college
to
and
young
working.
adulthood.
It's just amazing how quickly time has gone by. You always hear that from your grandparents and then your parents,
I
and
would
now
say the
we
things
are
that
the
go
ones
the slowest
saying
are time away
how
from those
fast
I
time's
hold
gone
dear,
by
such
with
as
them.
Dad and Chris, and also Annie in Japan,
Có những
and
lúc
special
cuộc sống trôi
friends
qua
all
thật
over the
nhanh
world that
khi
you don't
tôi
ever get
vui
to
sướng
see
thỏa mãn
anymore.
điều gì đó.
There are parts of my life seem to go by the slowest when I am saddened by unexpected things.
Disappointment. That's part of life that you use to get better with.
Disappointment is a
can
learning
come
tool.
from, again, like happiness, things that something that you
We seem to drag
did
on
that
and
you
on when it
didn't
takes
feel
the same
was
amount
right.
of time as
You're
exciting
very
Disappointment as a
disappointed.
letdown by one's own actions, or sometimes
that
the
you wanted
actions
to
of others
happen
can make you
doesn't,
feel
and it's actually a
a
pretty
little
bad
disheartened.
feeling because you kind of are let down, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
When you're young, you want to try out and experience life at its fullest, and when you're old, you want to do the same, but you just have more experiences, and you kind of know yourself more. At youth, I think you are searching for yourself. You're trying to find it all the time, and everything you do, you try to be accepted. You try to fit in, and you try to be the best at everything. And the same when you're older too, except
I need to
for
experience
you know more.
the world
You
for
need
what it
to
has to
Failure
offer.
seems like a term that is kind of depressing. I don't think anyone wants to use that term, failure, but so I guess to me failure means that you didn't
You
live up
failed
to or
to be able to do
accomplish
something that
the
you wanted to
things
so bad in
or
your
things you
heart.
wanted to do.
Try to accomplish.
Failure is not being able to learn from your mistakes.
Not meeting your own personal goals or expectations, or perhaps, like in a work situation, the expectations or an assignment for someone else.
It's actually really, really important, almost more important than success, because
Failure.
it teaches us
Failure is
not
what
to do
really
next.
teaches us.
Necessary for
We learn from failure what we can never learn from success alone. And is what gives
could be
meaning
something
and
that you
worth to our
finally achieved for the first time in your life, like one pull-up, something you've done athletically, something you've done in your job, something that you're very proud of.
Accomplishment is when you're proud of something that you've done. If you're not proud about it, then you've just completed it. You haven't really accomplished it.
I think accomplishments can give you a really great feeling
Any and all tasks
of where you're
wouldn't be of
headed
quality without pride in
is the
one's
right
work.
direction, and it kind of keeps you going forward because of the little steps along the way that that you accomplish something.
Something
It's that
that is
high
important
level
to feel
of like
you've done
knowledge
in
that
your life.
Like something and it can
tries
be,
to
successful to someone else. But
Something
if you're
that
unhappy with it, it's going to be a failure.
create on your own that you can say, I've accomplished this, a goal.
A purpose in life.
A purpose. We all want to be needed or to feel important in some way.
Something to do, something to engage
A
me.
goal. It motivates us to do our best and work through the hard times.
I need to make this life worthwhile.
I definitely need alone time.
Alone time.
Where I can just be with me and my thoughts or
I can
whatever I'm
think,
working on at
relax,
the time.
melt down, or act insane without worrying about bothering other people.
Having the ability to think is highly valued.
Value of thought. It's what separates us from other animals. Without thought, we'd purely be acting on our instincts and our
I
actions.
think thought can lead to amazing things. If you think about things and give it a lot of thought, and I think we don't think about the lack of thought.
Thought is
hurts
one of those
people.
million things that go through our heads every single millisecond of our lives. The value of these things is choosing which actual thoughts you entertain in your head.
Each individual really probably strives to do differently. I can see it in my own children. Your thought process in your mind and how you actually perceive and do things.
Intelligence is not only knowing, but also executing and
Having that
applying.
ability to process information,
I think
to
intelligence
absorb
is
it,
such a broad term.
transcend it,
It doesn't
and apply
mean
what
necessarily
you know into new
like book smart
situations.
or street smart. It's like a combination, and it's also I think includes other things like integrity.
Intelligence is knowing that you don't know shit.
A role model, something that you actually basically exemplify in others, something that they look up to, something that they see in you that gives them leadership.
The value of being a role model is that you're able to influence someone's life, hopefully for the better. El ser el modelo de una persona, ser el ejemplo a seguir de alguien, tiene mucho valor porque te provee la oportunidad de influenciar la vida de otra persona.
I think a role model is you can set yourself. You can be a role model by living the way you are. Every day you have to be a role model. Every day you need to set an example to people because people
My role
rely on
models would have to
judgment
be
and
my
first
children.
impressions,
I
and
really look up to
you
them.
need to
My
be a
wife,
good
the
example.
way
It doesn't
she
mean if you give
works
off a
and
good
how
vibe
hard
or
she
not.
works.
Like
And all the
you don't
times
have to be an
that
angel or a saint. Like
children,
I think
the
you
role
just need to be
models
an
that
example
they've
to
done throughout their
everybody.
lives.
So
I
important.
mean, they're phenomenal role
Especially
models
for
for me, for others.
Timing is everything.
It's a
It
special
can make
thing.
music a masterpiece. It can win a fight. It can make a joke that much funnier.
Time or timing. The most valuable resource in the world. You can either enjoy your life now or, in quotations, later.
The opportunity to appreciate the small things. Big moments in our lives can be wondrous, but it's the small things that make a difference.
Timing. Timing is essential to accomplish anything in life.
It always seems to fly by. It's always a passing moment. You can never make it stand still.
Time. It is something that is always moving forward. It never turns back. It is constantly flowing and pulling us along whether we want to go
Value
or
of
not.
time, people just think, never have enough time to do things, but you just got to be able to basically adjust accordingly and make it work for you, because everybody's going to be using their time differently. Some will use it for exercising, some will use it for between work and exercise, some will use it more for family. I mean, the value of it is just extremely important. But
life is a lot like a
obviously
train
it's how
ride.
you use it that's
On a train,
gonna
you're
be
waiting to get
ultimately good or
somewhere.
bad.
And if you think about life, most of the time you're waiting for something. It's like we're always waiting for something. We're waiting to get out of college. We're waiting to start our lives. Some of us are waiting to get married, have a family. And once we get the things that we want, well, that we've been waiting for, we just start waiting for something
There will
else.
be people who enter at the same time or very close to when you do, and there will be many people who enter at different times after you. These people will then exit the train at various locations, transferring to a new train or leaving the station altogether.
People like my grandparents and parents, the driving force, the engine that pulls you along as I grew up myself. And then in the next cart, you would see me as a child growing through into adulthood. And the cart next, the marriage to my wife, and me living together and having an enjoyable marriage. And then along comes in another cart our first child, Katrina. And then another second cart, our second child, Andrea, and a third
Meet
cart.
some people on the way.
There's our
Some may
third
stay with
child,
me for the whole
Ryan.
ride. Others may get off at an earlier stop. But ultimately, we're all just trying to get to where we need to go.
So I think change can be like a transformation, and also change also implies to me growth. And whenever you change from one thing to another, I always think of it the next step up. So you're always
Change,
progressing.
if I would define
forward.
change, I think it's something everybody goes through in life, more than once, more than twice, a million times. Everyone changes. Nobody is a fixed person. I mean, it might be harder for some people to change than others, but I think it's a constant development
It's something
of
unexpected.
a time-based
If
thing.
it's expected,
Change could be
it's
our
not
outlook of life, your job, your appearance, your age. All kinds of things change daily, yearly, monthly, hourly. It could be all kinds of things that happen to you. Basically, it could be pretty much anything that goes on in your life.
Change is something that happens over time. Usually after you see or learn a new piece of information, it causes you to change or to change how you do something or see something.
Change is necessary for improvement.
When things go from being one way to being another way. It may be something physical, it may be something intangible. It may be good, it may be bad. But it is something that is inevitable, and it will continue to occur throughout our lifetime.